Hey.
The mascot's here.
Yeah. And he's gone.
Big podcast money.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About That. I'm your co-host, Tony.
And I'm Martin. And as they say in the news world, Tony, how's the weather over at yours?
Well, we're experiencing a little bit of a clawback of the temperature. You know, we had some very warm weeks here in Minnesota.
Yeah, you said.
But I had to actually turn the heat back on last night because now we're kind of back down to a little on the cool side again. Maybe more average for this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
About 65 or so, which I am too tired to do the mental math to tell me what that is. I think what's like 15, something like that.
18.
18. Okay.
That's quite warm. Dude.
Yeah. I guess
that's kind of a mild summer. It's the same temperature as here. I'm in t-shirts and shorts. I was out working, just dropping the t-shirt. But you're used to warmer weather.
Well, I think it would have not seemed cold if it had not happened after the big heat wave.
Yeah.
You know, because normally in Minnesota, yeah, absolutely, you get to 65 degrees, 60 degrees, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's nice. That's t-shirt weather.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly comfortable in it overall, but I like it cold more so than my family.
Yeah. No, I like the heat, but not too much. I'd rather be warm than cold, but you do not want it to be too warm either. Yeah. Comfortable between 12 and 25 Celsius. I mean, 12 Celsius is about 50. That's 12-ish. 25 is 77.
Okay, yeah, that's a great range.
Yeah, if it's warmer than 25, I'm not useful. I can't do anything. It's way too warm.
Yeah, it is. And we certainly get those. We certainly get those days here.
Yeah, you had 90 or something a couple of weeks back.
Yeah. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were up to, I think, 89 or 90. I saw in my car. Which, I mean, we normally get there during the summer. This is a little early for it.
32. Wow, man, that's way too hot. 32 degrees Celsius.
And the pool isn't even open yet, so you know. Because normally that's the best activity to do is go down to the pool. The kids love going to the pool.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But that's weather. I mean, we have nice spring/summer weather here. We have drought. There's been huge fire hazard everywhere on the east side of the country. Like it's been fires everywhere. But they managed to keep them under control, of course.
That's good.
Or luckily. But now, yesterday or a couple of days ago, I saw this on the weather app. You know, you had these triangles with yellow, orange, and red.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw this dark orange with fire, and so huge fire hazard. And underneath it was a light yellow one that said flood. And I was thinking, how is that? But it was kind of overlapping. They was expecting to get the whole lot of rain.
Yeah.
So it's been raining a couple of days here now, and soon the fire hazard will be drawn back, I think.
That's
because we need water. There's a lack of water in Norway. So we need water. We need rain. I don't like it. It can rain as much as it wants at night, so I can be outside and during the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like rain a lot. It's my wife. A lot of people think I'm crazy because I like rain. I like rainy days.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm trying to do something outside. So
yeah.
There is
I mean,
that.
I used to like rainy days before I moved here. We have this huge road, not road. It's a steep hill, or what would you call that? Like our driveway is. It's a
steep.
hill. It's steep, 70
steep,
meters
yeah.
steep. Yeah, and it's gravel, and the rain would destroy that road every time. Yeah, I had to go out several times, maybe even wake up in the night just to try to save the road as much as possible. But we've had someone fix it a couple of years back with some asphalt stuff, not pavement, but some grounded asphalt stuff. So it's been a lot better. So now I actually manage to relax when it rains.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose because you kind of live on a hillside, so you get some you get some stream kind of things going on at times. Sure.
Everything. I mean, my lawn is always green because of the rain. The water from the mountain back is just going underneath my lawn and comes out just by my road, and so parts of the lawn is always green, and that's that's really nice. I also figured out I have 2 wells in my garden.
Oh, really?
The one is filled with water. I think is 1 meter by 1 meter and 2.5 meter deep, but filled with water. So I will always have water, I think. Yeah, that's nice.
That's good.
And a bit off topic, but yeah, that's good.
You never do that. I mean,
we talked about last time. You actually had some tornadoes going on. I don't know if we recorded that or if it was after the recording, but you had a tornado warning going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had an EF0, I believe, tornado. So not a strong one at all. Touched down so it was a couple weeks ago now. It touched down, I think, about a few miles to the west of us. So it was pretty close by. As as tornadoes go, but of course, not close enough to affect us all.
EF0 to EF1 is wind speeds from 65 to 110 miles per hour, so that's not too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how I remember, because I talked with you about this at one point. It seems, because tornadoes aren't unheard of where you're from, but they're certainly not as common as they are where I'm from.
No, definitely not. I mean, when I think of tornadoes, I think of the US. And like places where you see tornadoes, like that's quite common in some form, some grade. I've never seen a tornado myself. Of course, I've seen the small ones where you see the leaves going around.
Oh yeah,
but that's not a tornado. Just a swirl, I would call them. But there's a couple of years ago, I think there was a tornado out in the coast. Out on the sea, they could see the tornado.
Water spout.
Water spout or whatever out there, and it was on the news and stuff like that because it's not too common to see tornadoes here. Yeah, but that was a tornado. But how are you with winds? I mean, winds.
We certainly get them from time to time with storms. I mean, straight line winds.
Yeah,
they call them.
Your state is quite flat, but then again, you have a lot of forests, so it's blocking the wind more or less.
Yeah, so I mean, we get straight line winds, but it's nothing, it's nothing more than what a tornado would do, of course, and it's. I don't think it usually gusts up, too much higher than what you might get from like an EF0 or so.
No, that's quite. I mean, 65 miles per hour. I gotta do some calculations again. 65 mph kilometers.
It's like 100.
Yeah, 104, 105. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not terrible. Minnesota is fairly flat, but not as flat. Well, and we have a ton of foliage, a lot of trees. and it's not as flat as some of the states kind of in Tornado Alley. We still get some hills and some river valleys and some stuff like that.
I mean you have like there's a long, not too steep hills, but there is I've seen the pictures and on the maps and stuff. You surely got ups and downs, but it's not like steep ones.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of sort of weather disaster sorts of things, I mean, really tornadoes are the only thing, are the only game in town, Minnesota. I mean, straight line winds are usually not emergency sorts of things, but they do happen. And flooding happens here too, although I've never lived in an area that was really flood prone. There are areas in Minnesota that are, but
Minnesota is big.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up, the house I grew up in actually used to be lakefront property until they built a freeway nearby and accidentally drained the lake. So basically they would need to flood an entire lake bed before it, would flood my childhood home. And the other one where we lived, just a dozen miles or so away from the huge Mississippi River Valley. So it's just we personally have never lived in any flood prone areas, but I guess it's a problem here for some people.
Yeah, I mean, there had been, or there is always some stuff about landslides and floods and rivers and stuff like that in Norway. And the strange thing that is some places is every year there is a flood, a river that runs over, or like a landslide or stuff like that. And just a few months after, they move back into their houses. And the next year after, there's a flood. And they have to be evacuated. And they move back in. And why? I can't... But, that's how we've lived for ages. So I guess that's just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough if you live in a floodplain. I don't know why you would,
No, I mean, if you're living close by to a large river with not too much depth or height up to the ground level, at some point it will be flooded. I guess, in some way. I can't. Yeah, we had that. That was when I lived previous. That's 7 or 8 years ago. God, I'm starting to be old. I'm getting old. There is a river that goes not from the sea, but from the sea and all the way up to far inland. And there's a river, and there is kind of dams on the way to produce power and stuff like that. And I got a new dam manager that year, and he did not predict the weather and the floods as much as he could, so he almost broke the dam, I think. Ended up with opening. He just had to fully open it, and at the very end of in the not the end, but close to the start of that, we had like a bridge we had to get over to get home. We got like a text message from the city that we had about an hour to get to our things because it will be flooded, that bridge.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. And I also had to kind of get to the boats because close to the sea we have our boats. And when we got down there, we had to walk in water. We couldn't drive down there. So we had to walk in this much water, and my grandfather's boat, it was on the dock, floating on top of the dock.
Oh my.
And with so much water, it was insane. And there was a lot of damage along that line with the boats and stuff, but we were lucky we managed to save both boats.
That's good.
Yeah, others weren't that lucky. They had their boats like torn from the docks and just floating down down to the sea. And
Wow.
yeah,
That sounds like wow.
yeah. And the thing is, I came down there. I got the keys from my father. He was sitting in the car, and I was over to the boat. And what kind of boat is this? The man had bought a new boat. I haven't driven that before. That was yeah. First time I drove that boat was in a huge flood. Yeah, that's a story.
Wow, that sounds like that was quite the experience. I can't.
Yeah, it was. I had to give full throttle with 115 horsepower down there, and just like turn 90 degrees the other way because it was kind of swirls in the water and stuff. It was insane. I never driven in that kind of water before. Yeah, that was an experience for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I can say I've ever been through anything quite so like, not exactly apocalyptic, but like, you know, that
felt like when it come down to the turn in the river there, where it was these swirls and stuff, I was 100% sure that this would end in disaster. We would either go into the mountain or we would taking water or something. But yeah, managed to do it. It was tough.
Well, that sounds like a harrowing experience.
Yeah, it was something. It was something. I wouldn't like to do it again, but yeah.
How long ago was that, did you say?
I think it was 8 years ago.
8 years
yeah,
ago.
it had to be. I mean, 7 or 8 years ago, because it was before we bought this house. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ended up with boats. Started with water. Ended up with boats. Not too far from each other.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, I heard that Colorado got snow here the other day. Have you seen that? They had their snow day. I've seen that on, I think it was Instagram or not Facebook, but yeah, I think it was Instagram. Yeah, there was snow in Colorado here the other day, which came quite as a surprise, I think, in May.
Yeah,
Colorado.
I mean,
snow.
I think it was, if it was going to snow somewhere in the United States, in the lower 48, probably Colorado would be one of my first bets.
Yeah,
just with their high elevation and whatnot.
They did actually get at some places. They did get 16 inches of snow. I see here, but the other got 1 inch. So yeah, just found the Denver Post. Gave me this information. A fast Google search gave me this information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you know. Go ahead.
No. It was snow in May, late May, and that's south of you, but they're like higher altitude.
Yeah. Yep. The I think Denver. I think Denver is the state capital at the highest altitude in the country. I think because they call it the Mile High City.
Then they're probably a mile high.
Something like that, yeah. So, you know, they got mountains. It's a big. There's lots of skiing and stuff in Colorado. So, I mean, I'm sure the skiing. I don't really know how the seasons work with that there. If they have skiing in the spring, I don't really know. I'm not much of a skier myself. At least down.
They are quite higher than you guys. 6,008 feet.
Yeah.
And you guys are 1,002.
Yeah, it's interesting because we're you know, you'd think it would be us because we're right in the middle of the continent, but yeah, no, they just got the Rocky Mountains nearby, and in them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, if you look at that, we have like the west coast where you have the fjords, the famous fjords where the cruise ships are getting in. There's like steep hills, like hundreds of meters up, and there you have the sea. So yeah, it's land is strange.
Yeah,
Earth is strange, for sure.
that it is.
Yeah, but from snow in Colorado, there is a heat wave blasting through Europe, and it hit Spain, and would most probably be. I have to do some calculations again. There was estimated to be over 40 degrees centigrade, and that will be 104 Fahrenheit. That is very hot. Yeah, and that's just in May.
Yeah. Hopefully, it won't be like that during the summer.
No, I mean that's 10 to 15 degrees higher than normal in May in Spain, and it's quite dangerous. I mean, people are dying of heat strokes when it's, I mean, colder than that, and yeah, I haven't experienced that kind of heat before outside. I haven't, but you have.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean,
absolutely, yeah, of course.
It normally we'll normally have some over 100-degree days here.
Wow.
It's not crazy. Usually not in May, of course, but
sure.
but yeah, Minnesota, we get such a weird. I mean, it's a huge swing of weather from this really cold weather during the winter to this really hot, humid weather during the summer. Of course, if you go down to the south, it's much worse. I mean, I know some of the most heat I've been in was, I think, in one of my trips to Las Vegas down in Nevada. I don't know what the temperature was there, but it was very, very hot. I mean, probably 110 at least. So, it definitely gets up there.
Yeah.
Well, I think was it you that sent me the other day that weather map with India recently had some temperatures that were up to like, what was it? I mean, I think they're up to about like 140 in Fahrenheit. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Did I send that to you? It sounds familiar. It does.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. It was what, 50? Is that? I don't know.
But India, it's quite hot in India.
Yeah, I mean they're close to the equator, and
yeah. How hot does it get in India? Well, in recent days, temperatures in parts of India have reached 50 degrees Celsius at 122 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
While parts of Pakistan has reached 123.8 last Sunday, and this was written 4 days ago. But then we're starting to talk people dying quite fast. You got to drink the water, and when you got like dirty water to drink, like unfortunately there is many places in India who has. Also in not in Norway, but I guess in US too, there is some dirty water going on some places.
I mean, also there should be, but
yeah.
I mean, as much as I might complain about heat, I can't imagine living in a part of the world where it's regularly that hot, and where you may not have like an air conditioner in your home.
No, that's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, here we use what you have, air conditioner. We use that for heat mostly. We call them like directly translated to heat pumps. I just threw out mine when we did a whole new paneling outside on the house, because mine was like 12 years old and was making weird noises and stuff. And if we were going to have one, I want to put in a new one. But they're quite expensive here. I don't know how expensive are they in the US. I mean, you guys have different usage of those, I guess.
Yeah, boy, I really couldn't tell you how much.
You don't have one?
I mean, we have a furnace, which I
for heat,
Yep,
yeah, but not
But
for cooling down in the summers. You do not have one like AC unit.
Oh, I mean, we do have one. I've never actually bought one before, so I actually don't really know how much they cost.
No, I mean, if I should buy a new heating pump or AC unit or whatever, I could do most of it myself. I mean, we sell them at work, but if you should buy one, you would easily do with $2,500 US for one. And
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's quite expensive, and even though they need it for cooling in India mostly, I guess it's quite expensive there too. I mean, compared to income and stuff like that. I'm not saying India is like very poor country, but parts of India is
absolutely
very poor. Yeah, definitely. There is rich and poor parts everywhere, and there are like 1 billion people, so there's of course quite diversity in things. But yeah, there have immense of heat down there. Wow.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think we've talked about before. I think you and I have a fairly similar ideal temperature range.
Yeah.
Which,
I think so too.
Compared to my wife, we like it colder. But yeah, you know, the weather in Norway sounds perfect for most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have this specter, and we are kind of like this in the middle of your spectrum. I mean, at least where I live, if you go to Karasjok or something like in the north, there is obviously colder because you're closer to the North Pole. But and if you on the west, you have the extreme winds where what's it called? Not storm. Hurricane.
Oh yes.
Yeah, hurricane winds and stuff like that. In Norwegian we call it orkan with a O. So hurricane is it's hard to remember. Yeah, hurricane winds and stuff like that on the west coast. And we have like in the inland there is a lot of snow, and there's a different kind of cold than it is here in the south. We are it's a diverse country.
Yeah. It's interesting just how different it is being on the ocean, you know, versus being inland, living right next to a giant temperature regulator.
We do. One day it's freezing cold, and the next day it's sunny and quite warm. It's it's strange. Also, we have the mountains in the back, which are, so we get the rain and stuff like that. Yeah. If you see Bergen, you know the Bergen, the town in Norway. Most people have heard of Bergen at some point. They have like these 7 mountains that surrounds the town and there's a sea on the other side, and they always have the rain in Bergen. Always. I don't know. They had a record here the other year of how many rain days in a row they had. Can't quite remember, but it was. If it was 50 days or something like that, rain every day. That's insane for me. I mean, if it rained 2 to 3 days here, I'm so fed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the U.S. the town that really has that reputation is Seattle.
Seattle.
Either Seattle or San Francisco. They both can get pretty rainy, but I think Seattle especially, I think has a reputation for that.
Yeah, it says here in 2015, it had 276 days with rain. That's insane. That's insane.
I have a friend who lives in Seattle though, and I think it's not like it rains all day, but they do have rain showers most days.
Yeah.
So, you know, at least it's not like it's just rainy 100% of the time.
Sure.
It's not quite as bad as it sounds, but that's not to say they don't have rainy days too.
Yeah, sure. So, I guess that's how far we reach with the weather podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. We could talk about the weather. I mean, we're both sitting inside at least, so I can see a window in your picture. If I open the door there, you could probably see just straight outside. But there is sunny, blue sky, bit of wind, and 18 to 20 degrees centigrade here. So it's quite pleasant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little cloudy and gray, and I'm not quite sure what the temperature is right now, but yeah, I guess it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so I guess it's a little colder than I thought it, which is 8. So
Is 8
Celsius? Yep.
Is that 8 Celsius?
According to Google, anyway.
Yeah, it is.
What is Google now? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's Google after all. Yeah.
But yeah, so we're getting there. We're looking forward to the warm temperatures, and God, the kids want to go swim in that pool so badly.
Yeah. When will they open the pool?
Well, next weekend is a federal holiday called Memorial Day on Monday. Actually, so.
On Monday we have the day off. Not that Monday. It's next Monday. We follow the Christian calendar, So this Thursday is I don't know what it's called in English, but we have there's a day off for everyone.
Sorry, I had a interloper here coming
Monday,
down.
Thursday, yeah.
What was that?
Monday, Monday.
Oh, Monday, Thursday, or whatever.
Monday, Thursday, yeah.
Is that coming up? Yeah, I don't remember when all those different ones are. It's on our calendars, but of course, it's not like a
no, it's not. Why am I saying that? That's before Easter. Why do we have?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Why do we have the day off? I mean, look at me. I do not know the holidays at all.
We actually got last year a new federal holiday added to the calendar. So this year I actually get an extra day off work that I haven't gotten before. We have a new federal holiday.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
No, yeah. No, just talk.
That's okay.
It's Ascension. It's when that Jesus guy flew up to heaven. Yeah.
I thought that was like 3 days after Easter, though. I don't know. Because didn't he? I don't know. This as you've all clearly surmised, this is not a theology podcast.
Definitely not. It could be, and it would be interesting to see how far we got.
I can't guarantee it would be very biblically accurate, but
probably not. It says here, at least there is on 26th of May, the Thursday. It's when Christ flew to heaven. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, and then there is couple of holidays in June and a couple of days in December. Nice.
Anyways, but yes, to answer your questions, next weekend they'll be opening the pool. So
yeah,
that will be
what I asked.
And there will be much rejoicing, I'm sure. Hopefully it'll be warm by then. I don't know, what is the? Let's see. Oh boy, it says. Oh, it should be nice. Next weekend, it looks like we're gonna have highs around 80, which is it's like 17 or 15, kind of a.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cold for me now.
27. 27. I was.
27. That's hot.
Yes.
Yeah, I see here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It would be quite sunny, with a 19 to 19, 20 degrees centigrade. and very, very low winds. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next weekend. Yeah.
I have to say, as someone like, as someone that's grown up, obviously using Fahrenheit for my temperature measurements, I always have so much trouble, like just instinctually with Celsius, like figuring out how far apart temperatures are, because like here, like a swing of 5 degrees is not that much. There's not a huge difference between 65 and 70, but it's a much bigger difference between like 25 and 30, I feel like.
Yeah,
in
it
Celsius.
is, definitely. What's the boiling temperature at Fahrenheit?
212.
200. We have 100.
100. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the.
Yeah, and the freezing in centigrade is 0,
32.
and you had 32. Yeah, I remember that one. And minus 40 is minus
that's what we
40
need.
both. Yeah, and that's kind of yeah. We never learned too much about Fahrenheit at school.
I mean, we learn how to convert it. You
Yeah.
know, for the most part, my very like, it's not fully accurate, but like for my mental math version of converting like Celsius to Fahrenheit is basically multiplying it by 2 and adding 30, and that's about right.
Yeah.
Although it's technically you multiply it by 1.8 and add 32, but it gets close enough.
Yeah. I mean, just approximately around there somewhere. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I mentioned to wrap up this episode about weather.
Yes.
I mean, we could
That's
probably
right.
talk about it forever,
Yes.
but that would be strange.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you guys want, let us know.
Yeah, sure. Tell us
We'll
what
be
kind of weather
all
you
weather all
have.
the time.
Yeah. Tell us what kind of weather you guys have. What kind of weather you guys like and dislike. Everything. We want to know it. Please let us know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and hit that
All right.
subscribe button, maybe, and the notification bells, and download our podcast on every possible device you might have. It helps us grow to be familiar voices in every household in the entire world. Yeah, or something like that.
And I'll put in my plug. If you like this, you guys should really check out Martin's YouTube channel. He's getting close to kind of a milestone. So
yeah, I really am. I saw today I've hit plus 900 subscribers. That's really close to the 1,000. Yeah.
So show him some love. It's great stuff. He does all sorts of stuff, from cooking to Norwegian folklore. So
yeah, I've did some Norwegian folklore. It's been a while since now, but yeah, maybe get back to that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, until next time, guys.
See you later.
See you.